Hello, welcome to Life as a Projector. On today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that I have come across a lot lately, and whenever someone tells me this, it just breaks my heart. And that is bad experiences with the Akashic Records. That is a question that I ask to you if you have ever had a bad experience with Akashic Records or with a reading that someone did to you, or you yourself doing a reading for you or someone else. Please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to read about it. That being said, I have come across quite a few people in the past few weeks telling me something related to this, and whenever I hear that, it just breaks my heart, because the Akashic Records are sacred and they are pure light, and the information that we get to access, it's always for the highest good, for our highest good, for the highest good of the person who feels like needs a reading. And yes, it breaks my heart when I hear this, and that's the reason why I'm making this video, and that's the reason why it's like the first video I'm making. So that being said, also little parenthesis here, I'm not used to filming anything. I even I'm not a very photogenic person, so if you see that I'm kind of all over the place, if I'm looking this way, it's because I have a window and I'd like to look out the window. I kind of struggle to look straight into the camera, so yeah, I'm not used to that. Also, one of the main ideas of these videos is that I don't intend to edit them, so you're going to see things as like they just come through. That's also one of the main ideas of this channel, to not have heavily edited videos, stuff, or whatever it is. It's not only because I don't have the skills to do that, but it's also because my main intention is that the information goes through as it's intended to. Close parenthesis. That being said, bear with me because I'm new with all of this. Okay, so getting back into the topic of the video, first of all, just to give you a little like intro to what the Akashic Records are, the best description that I can make is to me, the Akashic Records are the memories of the universe. That is all the information, all the encoded information of everything that ever existed, of the whole history of humankind and different civilizations, everything that you can imagine. It's like the Matrix, but in a really good way. That's how I would put it in like super easy to understand words. Also, there's a lot of people talking about Akashic Records and giving definitions and stuff like that, and you can look it up by yourself if you want to. I can talk about it in some other videos in depth. It's not the goal of this video. But the Akashic Records are basically that, the memories of the whole universe, all the information encoded there, kind of our DNA, if you will, like the Matrix, stuff like that. And also, it's when we get to access the Akashic Records, it's always for our highest good. So the task or the job of like being an Akashic Records reader, to me it's a sacred task. It's something so sacred to me, and I treat it with the respect that something sacred deserves. And I feel truly blessed of having been called to be an Akashic Records reader, which I will talk in depth in another video. But basically I came across the Akashic Records, I would say by chance, but chances don't exist. So, or coincidences don't exist. So yeah. So going straight to the point, if you ever had a bad experience with Akashic Records, being that someone did a reading for you, or that you did a reading for someone and it didn't go well, and you felt like something wasn't right, and you would describe the experience as a bad experience. What I want to put out there as clearly as possible is that that's not because of the Akashic Records. There cannot be bad experiences with the Akashic Records, because they are sacred, they are pure light, and the information that we get to access is always for our highest good, and it's always meant to help us grow and move forward in our spiritual and personal journey. So that being said, what I usually attribute these bad experiences to is basically interferences in the channeling of the information. And what do I mean by this? Well, as Akashic Records readers, we are channels. Like literally, it's like this is how it feels for me to access the Akashic Records. To me, it's like, for example, going to a big library and saying, "Hi, I would like information on this." They give me the books and I say, "Okay, thank you very much," and then I go back to living my own life. That being said, and then I read the books and tell someone else whatever they needed or wanted to know. So the key here is that for the channeling of the information to be clean, we need to be a clean channel. What do I mean by this? And what would be interference? Well, being a clear channel means that we need to be as clean as possible from our own struggles. That's how I would put it. You know, if you have for example, if someone doesn't take the Akashic Records very seriously, if they feel a certain amount of fear surrounding it, if they feel like there can be bad things that come through, or whatever it is, when the information goes through us, it will come out with that interference of fear, of you have to do this, otherwise your life will be terrible, or stuff like that. So the bad experience isn't with the Akashic Records itself. It's usually the interference in the person that's channeling the information. It's not the information itself. It would be the reader, you know, that still has stuff to work through. And what I want to be really clear about this part is that Akashic Records readers, we are human beings just like everyone else. We are not perfect. I am not perfect. I'm not in this like perfect state of peace of mind that I no, I'm far from that. I'm constantly working through stuff, and I'm constantly growing and constantly doing the work. So I'm not perfect by any means, but I do approach the Akashic Records as something completely sacred, as a privilege that has been handed to me by my guides, and I see it from that perspective. And whenever I'm doing the reading also, I always ask for guidance for myself, and I always ask that they help me channel the information that needs to be channeled as clearly as possible. So yeah, I think that that's very important. And also always have good intentions and all of that. I think that that's key. That's super important in anything that we do, but in these kind of things, it becomes even more important. That being said, too, nowadays, all these kind of tools are starting to become more popular, more relevant, and with that, there will be more people claiming that they are masters of the universe. And there will be a lot of courses coming up, and people doing it just because other people are also doing it, and they will just get in there and see what it's about. And I do think it's great that we all have more access to this information and these tools, but I also think that we need to be very responsible about it. And also never forget, we all have to keep in mind that we are all channels. We all have that ability. That is not a special ability. What's special about being an Akashic Records reader? It's that as a channel, as an energetic channel, we Akashic Records readers have been called to that. Like in my case, I was called to that. I had no idea whatsoever what the Akashic Records were when I felt the call to get in there, to take a course about it. And like literally no idea. I had heard the expression or the term like a few times, but I never dug into it. I had no idea whatsoever what it was about. I just came across a post of someone that I follow on Instagram, and then that took me to a Telegram group, and she posted an audio on what her take was on the Akashic Records and how she created the course and stuff like that. And I really resonated with her for some reason, and I said, I have to take this course. Like I really feel it, and I enrolled immediately. I remember, and I had no idea where it would take me, and it completely changed my life in the most wonderful way. And I always viewed it as, once I started to get into it, I always felt like it was something very important, it was sacred, and that's how I wanted to approach it. And there were a few other people that I don't know if didn't take it as seriously, but I would definitely say that they were like a lot more kind of scared and doubtful, and that's interference. That's interference. When you doubt the Akashic Records, when you are scared of the Akashic Records because you think that something bad can come through, well, that's interference. That fear is going to like interfere with whatever information you're channeling. So first thing I would say, don't be scared. The Akashic Records are sacred, they are pure light, and they are always there for our highest good. It's information that comes to us, whether we are a reader or a consultant, that it comes always for the highest good, always. So as the sacred thing that they are, I think that it's very important to approach it with as much respect as possible. Not because if you don't do it, something bad will happen to you, because that's not, nope, it doesn't work like that. But because it deserves the respect. And also because they are out there, like they come to us to help us grow. And I think that that's just, that is a blessing, to be able to access that information as a reader and as a consultant. If you feel the call to consult your Akashic Records, or if you feel the call to take a course on the Akashic Records, then there's purpose in that. There's purpose for you in that. Of course, when I say that we are all channels, we are all energetic channels. The thing is that we are not all Akashic Records readers, because some of us feel the call to that and some of us don't, and some of us feel the call to do something else, or to channel like other stuff. And that's completely fine, because we are all different. We are all here with a different life purpose and with a different task. And when I say that we are all channels, I think we all have experiences that we remember very clear, that things couldn't have been a coincidence, or seeing a certain thing, or hearing a certain word, or I don't know, to come across, for example, if you come across a certain number like all the time for whatever amount of time, or if you are worried about a certain situation, let's say that some family member of yours will have to go through like a very big surgery, and you're worried about it and you're scared about it, and you're like, oh please God, please, I need everything to be fine, please let me know, I need to know that everything will be fine, oh please take care of them. And let's say that maybe you asked for a sign, or maybe you didn't, but you start to come across, I don't know, the number 3 all the time out of nowhere. Or whenever you log into your computer, for example, you open whatever app or whatever it is, and it has a welcome message, and it always says welcome, and all of a sudden that one day it says everything's going to be fine. Stuff like that. That is channeling. That is channeling. You're channeling information that is coming through to you specifically. So that is channeling. So we are all channels. We all have had experiences like that. With the Akashic Records, the difference is that for the ones that are readers like me, we felt the call to that, and that it's always for the highest good, our own personal highest good, and usually to help others in their own personal journeys. And in my personal experience, all the readings that I've done for other people have been completely revealing, eye-opening, and transformative honestly, just they all made me feel like this is what I came here to do. And they were all very, very unique. I came through information that I didn't understand. But that's kind of the point of being a channel. When you're channeling for someone else, you don't have to understand what you're channeling, because it's not for you. It's information that's not meant for you as a channel. You're just a channel. Like, pass this on to that other person. So I'm not the one to understand. I'm just going to write it down, and once I finish doing the reading, then I will tell the other person. And every single time, every single time, it has been wonderful. So please, if you ever had a bad experience with the Akashic Records, know that it wasn't the Akashic Records. Nothing bad can happen with the Akashic Records, because they are sacred, because they are pure light, and because it's information that's meant to come to us for our highest good, always. And if you ever had a bad experience, it was because of interference. That's not dark stuff. There's nothing wrong or bad about it. It's just that we are human. We are channels, but we are still human. So, as I mentioned before, if the person who is reading the Akashic Records still has doubts about themselves, for example, about the Akashic Records per se, about the fact that maybe something bad can happen and they are not really sure, and they are scared, and there's fear and there's tension around it, well, that is gonna come through as interference, and that's gonna come through in the reading itself. So if you had a bad experience, that's why. So I want you to know that that's the reason why. And I want you to know that if you keep having the feeling that you need to access your Akashic Records, either through a course and become an Akashic Records reader, or you need to go to someone, do it. But because that's the call for you, they are calling you, there's information there that will be for your highest good. And what I would advise everyone that wants to get an Akashic Records reading is try to not investigate, but check on the person that you will request the reading from. Try to maybe have a meeting first to get to know them and see how you feel with their energy, how you vibe with them, and to see if you resonate with them, first of all, because your intuition is never wrong. So if someone gives you like a really good feeling, just go for it, no doubts, go straight for it. And if your intuition tells you that there's something weird, there's something that it just can't put the finger on, I don't know, I'm not sure, or it's a definite no, then don't do it. And that's kind of for everything in life, but for this particular case, that's what I would advise. Try to see what they're about, try to see like how honest they are, what their approach is. See if you can get a meeting first to get to know them, and see how you feel around them, and trust your gut, trust your intuition. But no, please know that nothing wrong or bad can ever come from the Akashic Records, because as I said before, and I will say it as many times as I need to, the Akashic Records are sacred. They are pure light, and they are for our highest good, always. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Please let me know in the comments down below your experiences, your take on it. Maybe you agree or disagree with me on something. Please leave it in the comments down below, always respectfully, of course. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe, because all of that will help the channel a lot, and it will help the video reach more people. So that's kind of the idea too. If I can help as many people as possible with this, that would be great. So thank you thank you so much for being there, for listening, for watching, and I hope this helped you in any way. So bear with me with all the new stuff that it's for me filming and all of that. I think it will get better with time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.